So what's the crack noise that you hear when you crack your knuckles or crack your knee or crack your back? Well, it depends really, and a lot of people believe that it's something that it actually isn't, which is that you're cracking joints back into alignment. Well, firstly, this would mean they need to be out of alignment, and basically you can crack joints on a lot of people all the time. I can do it, with quite high regularity. So this means that my joints would have to be out of alignment all the time. The thing is, the research shows that it basically isn't this anyway, and they've tried to find it, and I've tried to find the research myself and found that it just isn't there. There's nothing suggesting that when you do a manipulation, which often causes this crack type of noise, that your joints go back into alignment or out of alignment in the first place, or that it changes alignment. So obviously there's different cracks as well. So the crack that you're hearing with that is different to a different type of crack. I have a crack in my elbow, although you could call it click crack. And it's basically soft tissue flicking over something. And in the body, nothing is smooth, nothing is flat. There are lots of layers, lots of things running over each other, and movements as well. So if there's a structure that's slightly thicker or tighter or whatever, and movement occurs and the underneath structure moves, then it could flick across, a bit like a guitar chord would flick and cause a noise. And that could be done more repetitively. So my elbow, I can do it repetitively again, like within seconds. If it's more the crack that we normally think about, where we crack the knuckles, crack the back, or crack the neck or something like that, then often that is a different noise or a different reason. And that actually is air pressure. Inside joints which have got fluid in, you have a buildup of negative air pressure, and when you move them forcefully, whether it be distraction or end of range motion, you will actually release that air pressure through the force that's applied internally, and it actually creates an audible noise in a lot of cases, which is the crack. And it's basically the rapid formation and collapsing of air bubbles within the joints. Once that air pressure is released, you see, you can't do it again straight away, and that's how you'll know it's that type of crack. So if you crack your back and then you try to do the same movement again and it doesn't crack again, it's going to be the air pressure release. And you'll find that it'll take about 35 minutes, 40 minutes before you'll be able to do it again on average. Now, some people say, I feel loads better after I crack it. And that's because of a few reasons. Often the people who feel they need to crack a lot are actually quite stiff, usually, and therefore they're building up more negative air pressure, and they feel the need to then crack it to release that air pressure, to release the pressure almost. And the other thing is it releases endorphins. So there's actually like a pain relieving, or if not above normal, feeling from doing that. And the other thing is it increases mobility temporarily, because if you think about the joints being negative air pressure, they're all like stuck together, like sucked in. And once you release it, there's more motion there. So obviously, therefore, you'll feel freer, looser, bit of a buzz from it maybe, or feel less pain if you had pain. And also the placebo effect. If you feel like something's being cracked, it might seem like a better thing than not. But it's not been shown in any evidence to support the fact that you're changing alignment of joints and moving things around in that kind of way. So yeah, obviously other noises that you can get also depend on structures. So you can get noises again in certain joints that can be structures that are, like say cartilage noises, where there's like a clicking like type noise, labral tears, say like in the hip. Other one in the hip is a snapping hip syndrome, which is basically tautness of the muscles, usually the hip flexors, that are just flicking over the ridges of bone underneath in the deep tissues as you're moving. So again, there's still signs of things. They're not necessarily bad all the time. They can be signs of something that could occur. So they're not necessarily always to be ignored, but they're not always bad as well. So cracking the joints, like I say, the ones that people think about, it's not changing alignment, it's air pressure release. It's basically releasing that pressure, and that's what it's about. So anyway, that's the end of this video today, and I'll see you next time.